Hi, my name is Andrea Buckley, and welcome to the Connection Diaries. I'm back. Okay, hey y'all. So I took a month hiatus, but I am back and I'm doing the work that I love, which is rambling, sharing wisdom, sharing insights, serving in more of an education role, and just sharing my heart and giving you all opportunity to take what I say and digest it and apply it to your own lives and to take some of this therapeutic work a little bit deeper. And so I'm really, really excited to be here today and to just share. Today's video is just going to be me sharing some thoughts that have been swirling in my mind, things that I picked up from my own reflection, my own healing journey, and then things I picked up from holding space from others as they go through their own healing journeys and go through their own reflections. And we are about to enter June. Like June is around the corner. We are about to enter the thick of summer, which for a lot of people is a season where you're outside more, the sun is shining a lot more, here in Michigan, and we get to really enjoy, community a little bit more. We get to we just start to feel a little bit better, for folks who struggle with more like seasonal depression. But for a lot of us, even though summer is a more high energy time, life is still happening, right? A lot of us are still grieving loved ones. A lot of us are still wrestling with our relationship to ourselves. A lot of us want to continue to do this healing work, but may encounter roadblocks or may have to sit with sore spots that are a little bit uncomfortable. And so I want to say, me too. Like summer, even though I'm feeling energetically a little bit better, we are still experiencing internally our own winters, our own springs, our own fall, even in the midst of a season that can feel energetically very light, very fun, very playful. And so if you're feeling that tension, know that you're not alone. Know that summertime is still a good time to, connect with yourself. But we're making a lot of space for joy and for play during the summer season as well, but we're also holding some uncomfortable emotion. We're also still sitting with sore spots. We're also sitting with thoughts that maybe we rather push away at times, that we rather, maybe numb. And so I want to hold space for that. And today, what I want to talk about is this concept of there's two things I want to talk about. I want to talk about the idea of doing what you love. And I think it's perfect for the summer season because a lot of times, if you remember when you were a kid, you may have created a summer bucket list when you were in school, and maybe you never completed it, or maybe you made it, your biggest goal each summer to complete it. I know when I was a kid, we used to do like summer reading challenges with the library, and if you finished it, you got like a T-shirt, and you got, I think like a cup. And I was just so happy to get that T-shirt and that cup, as long as I finish my summer reading challenge. And so now as an adult, one thing I've been thinking about is, what's on my summer bucket list? What are some things that I want to do just for fun, just to do the things that I love? And one of those things, honestly, is creating content, getting back to my YouTube channel, being a little bit more consistent and making it more of a priority than, kind of just allowing myself to be kind of pulled away by other things that drain my energy and makes it really, really challenging to do the things that I love. So today I want to talk about how no more, no more, no more. Like we're putting ourselves like on our to-do list unapologetically. And I want to talk about this idea that like it is not a optional thing, it is a must. Like when I think about the biggest or the best thing that you can do for your mental health, it's doing the things that make you light up. It's doing the things that make you feel the most alive. And a lot of those things oftentimes get pushed to the back burner in the name of survival, in the name of the things that we have to do, in the name of urgency, in the name of, having to do all the things to support somebody else. And we end up, being put on the back burner. And I'm here to disrupt that norm, disrupt that narrative. Uh-oh, someone's trying to mess up with my table. Disrupt that narrative that we have to put ourselves to the back burner. And what I want to do today is talk about this idea of what it means to be strong or what it means to be brave in the midst of doing this work. Because a lot of times we think that being strong means just toughing through, numbing, pushing it down, never letting them see you sweat, being unbothered, right? Not being impacted by things. But really, strength is being vulnerable, being soft, admitting that something bothers you, admitting that, you need support, admitting that, that hurts your feelings, admitted that you're feeling disappointed. Like that's the strongest thing that you can do in a world that can be so emotionally avoidant. And I want to invite you to that kind of strength this summer. Not the kind of strength that just pushes through and pushes past, and just numbs everything and is used to putting themselves to the back burner. The kind of strength that says like, like I want to try a different path. I want to try a different narrative than what society is telling me to do, or what my family is telling me to do, or what even myself is telling me to do because of the way I've been conditioned. That is strength. Strength sometimes is saying, like, I am going to give myself permission to fall apart because this grief is heavy. Strength sometimes is saying, I'm going to give myself permission to put myself first, even though I'm carrying the guilt of doing that. Strength is sometimes saying, I'm going to set a boundary with this person. I am going to, say yes, say no, even though I'm scared because what if nothing good comes after this person? That's strength. That's scary stuff. That's the tough stuff. And I want to invite us to sit in that a little bit more, this summer and this season of our life, and to be brave. I want us to practice being brave, to show up in this world authentically as yourself, to put yourself first, to honor your needs is brave work. A lot of times we think and we see people who seem to be like just going throughout life unbothered and not caring and like, just kind of numbing everything that they feel. And then society puts that kind of person on a pedestal and says that that's strength, that's bravery. That person is just so strong. That person never complains. And I want to invite you to a new definition of strength and bravery, to say like that there's some tenderness, that there's some softness, that I get to surrender in the midst of like strength as well. Like I get to say like, I need something different, that this is not working for me anymore. And so I want to invite you to think about like, what's on your summer bucket list this summer? How can you prioritize those things? How can you see those things as not just like a need or a want, but something that's crucial to your mental wellness, crucial to your aliveness, crucial to your well-being? And how can you begin to radically prioritize yourself and put a little bit of strength and bravery in your pocket to be able to push through different situations and scenarios that's going to always be trying to tempt you to move away from yourself, to move away from your humanity, to move away from your emotional experience? What we're thinking about is like, how can we be strong? How can we be brave? How can we be vulnerable? Because that is the best thing that you can do in the world that we live in today. And as we lean into that, we come across new truths. We come across new paths, new ideas, new narratives that supports who we are authentically. Because the bravest and the strongest thing that you can do is to show up radically and unapologetically yourself. And that is what I'm inviting us to do this summer. And I think the energy of the season supports that. So as always remember that you are loved, that you are enough, and stay inspired. And stay tuned for more videos, because I'm so excited to kind of just continue to flow, continue to put new content out there. So as always, like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. Bye. Have a good summer.